Do As I Do is a common and hot plot in the world of card magic where the spectator tries to replicate the actions that you do, and hopefully you guys come to some sort of conjoined to twins. So this is a hot version of it that I know you guys will definitely use. So here we have the cards mixed and shuffled by you and the spectator here. So both of you are mixing the cards here. And you have the spectator spread the cards out to you and have you pick a card. We're going to turn it on them today. We're going to make them the magic superstars. So they spread the cards out like this, and then you pick one. You, of course, remember this card, and then you have them place it back. Or sorry, you place it back. Look at me. And they mix up the cards as best they can. So your card is now lost and shuffled in the deck, never to be found again, or will it? So here you have the spectator now touch a card, then they look at it, they remember it, in this case it's the 10 of hearts, and then that card gets lost and shuffled in the deck to be never found again. And here's where it gets fun. You turn to the spectator and you say, do me a favor, sir. Do me a favor. What is, sir? Okay, good. Hand me the card. Cut half the deck and give it to me. So they do that, and you go, all right, that's great. You take the bottom half, and this is what I want you to do. I want you to copy everything that I do here. All right, so copy everything that I do, and the spectator copies you, and they cut the cards themselves too. And then they cut the cards again, and they copy you, of course. And then they shuffle the cards, much like you shuffle the cards, just like this. You know, they're mixing the cards up in the same way that you are. So you know, let's just pretend like I'm the spectator, because fuck it, nobody's here. Nobody's ever here. So they shuffle the cards here. And ultimately you say, all right, fine, we're good here. So do me a favor, take the top card that you shuffled here. Just take the top card. Again, it could have been different because it could have been any one of these cards. But, you know, you determine based on how you shuffled. So, sir, my card was the 8 of diamonds. What was your card, sir? And he's going to say, oh, my card was the 10 of hearts. So you go, you know what? I did good here. I did really good here because I found your card. I see how impressive I am that I found your card, sir. You mixed and shuffled in the deck. But I said my card is the 8 of diamonds. There's no way you found my card. You're not a magician. You weren't trained at the academy like I was. You didn't spend 15 years of isolation. And of course, they turn over the card, and it's the and then at that point, you pretty much have nowhere else to go, because if they did a trick, just like you did a trick, then that means that you are insignificant. Gay transition. Oh man, that was good. That was hot. Definitely worth your time to keep watching this video. So this is the classic do as I do trick, but it's one that deviates in many different ways. So what you saw is the best case scenario. I know some of you might be saying, oh man, you cheated. You showed us the best case scenario on camera because, you know, that's obviously I could make it happen because there's nobody else here. But don't worry, because the worst case scenario is still just as impactful as the best case scenario. So you should still subscribe and like and comment on what you would like to do to chickens. So here's the method. You have a spectator spread the deck out to you, and you touch any card you want. You look at the card, and you forget it because it doesn't matter. Nothing actually matters. But here you forget the card. You make a big show of it, and you say, oh, I'm going to remember this card. You don't. It's a lie. And then you have the spectator put it back in the deck and mix it up. So that's the first part of this trick. Again, that's all fluff. Then you spread the cards out. They touch a card, and this is important because they remember this card. See, this is important. They remember this card, the King of Spades. And what you do is you control this card, that's right, to the top of the deck. So as you're collecting the deck, you put your pinky in there. like it's Sarah in the 5th grade dance recital, right? You get me? Y'all feel me? And then you overhand shuffle that card to the top of the deck. And it's much like the same control that I taught in a previous top 3 controls of all time clickbait title videos. So you're keeping that card on top here, even though you're shuffling the cards in a sporadic fashion here, all adding to the illusion that you have lost control, but really their card is on top of the deck here. So one more time, 7 of hearts. You shuffle that card right here to the top of the deck, keeping it right on top of the deck. And of course, you don't show this to the spectator. So now, after you're done shuffling the cards, you have the spectator cut off and give you as many cards as they want here. So they're going to cut off the top half of the deck. And of course, guess what? Their card is on top. So here, you can pretty much do whatever do as I do sort of bit that you want. You could spread the cards out, have them take a chunk from the middle and put it in the bottom. You could have them cut the cards like this. Of course, you're keeping a break. They're not. If they're keeping a break, you should stop doing... So, as long as you cut back to the card and keep it on top, you're good to go. So you can do whatever bit you want here. But ultimately, you're going to end up having the spectator do an overhand shuffle mimicking you. So here's where the method comes to the bit. And here's where it could deviate with multiple outs here. So you're going to do an overhand shuffle. Of course, you're squeezing a back card here, keeping it in the back. They're not doing that because they're lay people and they're insignificant. So you're shuffling the cards up here, keeping the top card on top. And you're looking very carefully at the spectator's hands. Now, they should be looking down at their hand as well because they're not used to shuffling the cards. So they want to make sure the cards don't go everywhere. So you're looking at their half and you're looking for a couple of things. You're looking for a flash, a peek at the top card of their stock here. So you're looking for some sort of indicator of what the top card is. Now, the most often thing that you're going to find is that the spectator is going to grab just one card from the back here and shuffle off. Once you see this happen, you stop shuffling. Now, of course, you keep a note out and look for whatever card this is. So let's say they shuffle the 10 of spades to the back of the deck. You're, of course, shuffling in time with them. You stop shuffling and tell them to put the deck down, just like that. So now you take the top card here. You tell them to take the top card here, which is the card that you previously peeked at. This is, of course, their card. And you're ready to go. You're ready to reveal it however you want. So you tell them, you shuffled the deck in whatever way you wanted. And let's see, what card did you pick, sir? And, of course, you name the card that they named the card that they picked. And you turn it over and say, see, I'm better than you. I found your card. You're insignificant. I'm Mr. Magic. I bet you didn't find my card. And, of course, you named the card that you peeked the spectator to shuffle to the top of the deck. So then you say, my card's the 10 of spades. I bet you didn't find it. Of course, they turn it over and they show that they're the heroes in the end, because that's what matters. So I know what you're thinking. What if this doesn't happen? What if by some reason they shuffle the cards and you don't happen to peek at the card that they happen to shuffle? Gay transition. So here's my preferred pronoun way of doing that. You're going to collect both halves together, of course, keeping their card on top. And now you're going to tell the spectator that in a moment, you're going to go through the deck here and look for your own card and take it out and put it on the table. Just like they're going to go through their deck in a moment, look for their card and put it on the table. That's what's going to happen. So here, of course, what am I doing? I'm cutting this card to the middle. Of course, previously peeking at it, I'm going to spread through, find that card, the 7 of hearts in this case, which is their card, and say, I'm looking for my card here. I'm going to take my card out here. Of course, I'm taking this card out. You hand them the deck for them to take out their card, which of course is on the table, and tell them, go ahead, take out your card, sir. They try to look for their card, and they go, my card's not in here, Mr. Magic. Oh, your card's not in there? That's weird. Wait, you don't think we shuffled the deck together? We did everything the same. You don't think we picked the same card? Quick, at the count of 3, name the card that you picked. 1, 2, 3. You both say 7 of hearts at the same time. It's cute. And then you turn this card over, and it's a punch the gunt, as the kids like to say in the street. So that's the hot version of the trick that happens if you don't happen to peek at the card, or if they happen not to give you any sort of indicator as to what the top card is. Again, you could just force the bottom card because that's easier to peek. So while they're shuffling the cards, you know whatever card it is that's on the bottom, and then you could do one of these deals, for that. But I like this way because it's a little bit more of it's a punch. I prefer doing it that method, with the end where you both have that cute little coincidence, and then you end up saying, oh, if we did everything together, then we should go take a shower together. So that's the trick, guys. You guys enjoy that. You check out the pickcake.me. Drop those hot tricks there, and I'm gonna go figure out different ways to insert nickels in places that they don't belong.
You again, when I see 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 you again, when I see